Welcome back, Hordlings, to more Avernum. Alright, we are outside the Spire. We're going to have to come back to that last arena battle. As you can see in the last video, it's quite difficult. So we'll come back in a few levels, see if we can take those guys out. Welcome to the Abyss. You are on your own. Spire. 25 miles north. This is a huge cavern dominated by chasms, miles long and extremely deep. The roar of rushing water rises up from far below. A damp, frigid wind blows up from the pit. It's an amazing sight. A narrow, natural stone bridge, impossibly long, arcs over the chasm. It is securely supported by a number of natural granite pillars. You wonder if magic had any role in shaping the stone like this. If so, it was built centuries ago. Halfway across the bridge, you can see that someone has shaped one of the huge stone pillars into a tower. It blocks the bridge. Anyone who wishes to cross must pass through it first. In a secluded cranny on this broad ledge, you find a crumbling, abandoned building. Inside, you find a bandit supply cache. You take a quick inventory. There's a pouch of mixed coins, some crude weapons, and a flask. Armor, elixir, and some coins. Alright. It is basically a better version of the shielding potion. I'm going to try to put all the elixirs in one place so we don't accidentally use them. Beware the walking dead. Not get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's go check out this tower here. You find the path blocked by a large closed portcullis. The guards of the tower ask your name. When you answer them, the guard says, "People coming from the Abyss can't pass. Sorry. You'll have to stay in your hole. Avernum has no use for the likes of you." The portcullis stays closed. We have to find a way to let Windy let us through. A woman in chainmail sits watching through a barred window. She nods at you. "Happy to have company. I'm Windy. Hi."
"How do we get through this gate, biatch?"
You approach from the south and into the tower. Then you get permission from Ballman.
What if someone approaches from the north?
Then they don't get to come through unless they're already on our list. If they aren't on it, that means they're probably infiltrators from the Abyss.
What have you been fighting lately?
Not much. We've been bored mostly. Watching people who go on through. Making sure only those who should return can. It's tedious work. I'd much rather be working on my hobby.
Oh, really? What is that?
She smiles coyly. Weaponry. I collect blades. As a matter of fact, at the moment I'm looking for a scimitar. She looks at you as if she's expecting you to say something.
What's a scimitar?
She seems disappointed. It's a weapon, very deadly. That's all I'm going to tell you. Now fuck off. So yeah, we need another scimitar password to get through there. Let's head back to the castle for now and Finish up some stuff. Oh, hold on. We got some giants we need to take out. Oh, you got... Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. That's what happened. And you completely missed that. You dingleberry. This is a herd of cave cows, heavily branded and held together with a long length of chain to keep them from wandering off. The pale young man looking after them watches you warily as you pass by. When he realizes that you're from Avernum, he grabs the chain and pulls the cows away from you. Before he walks off, he spits in the ground in your direction.
Fuck you too!
Oh, open the fucking gate. I wonder if there's a secret passage we can use here. And turn in a quest to Houghton here and let him know we've talked to Caius. Or does King Micah have anything for me? We already have that this quest. We have tool use 11, so now we were able to open this door. Before you manage to read even a single sentence, the book's magical defenses kick in. A burst of energy throws you back. I don't think that's the treasury. That's just the royal quarters.
We have met with Caius.
Keaton looks more and more worried as you proceed through the tale.
Worrying, strong defenses, great ambitions.
It is as I thought. Caius is a dangerous man. Avernum cannot afford to surrender any more resources than it has. We need to act. But first, you are rewarded with a pouch of silver coins and a ring.
What do you think should be done to Caius?
He should be given a message. He needs to leave. If he doesn't leave, he needs to know that he will be driven out violently. It is a dangerous message, but it needs to be sent by someone strong who can put up a defense if Caius reacts badly. Someone like you.
I'll deliver the message and deal with Caius if necessary.
Or do we want to side with Caius? I think we could still take the quest and break it if we need to. Putin nods, greatly relieved.
Good, good. Good for you.
And if Caius refuses to go, be ready to back up your words with action. Be prepared, though. Caius may be dangerous if cornered. And if you rid Avernum of this menace, a generous reward awaits. And we get the Archer's Band. Yay! More shit that I don't care about. Missile damage. Getting sold. There's a small tower at the top of the hill, looking down on the sulphurous marshes below. It is surrounded by a small, neat mushroom garden. Patches of brightly colored mold and lichen brighten up the walls and paths. The plant grows very well in this smelly, harsh environment. A striking woman with a broad smile and long, braided, snowy white hair opens the door.
Ah, customers, it's been so long. I'm Silverlock. Come in for tea and to sample my wares. You won't be disappointed.
The witch sits you down with tea and cookies and chats brightly with you for an hour or two. The cookies are made of crushed dried mushrooms without benefit of anything resembling sugar. Ick. Then she drags out a supply of potions and tries to sell them to you. They bubble and hiss in the ceramic flask. Sorry, gotta save money for our other shit. Alright, so that's not what I thought it was. We're looking for a wizard tower. The poor old beggar woman is sitting by the crossroads holding out an alms bowl. When you walk by, she says,
Greetings, heroes. Can you spare a few coins for a woman in the depths of poverty?
Sure. You give her a few coins.
Thank you, adventurers. You are kind and wise, as I've heard.
She stands and starts walking toward Blosk. You meet a group of very busy merchants who are busy making themselves rich by carrying goods among many towns and outposts in the Great Cave. You can shop. Shop till you drop. There's a band of bandits here. They don't attempt to bother you. The simple reason for that is they are attacking a group of merchants that they have trapped here in the cave. You decide to fuck shit up. Shit. Don't have any of my wards or things on. Oh, I'm getting knocked all over the place. Oh, bullshit. Why'd you ensnare my lugster? The merchants are very grateful for your help. As they bandage their wounded, one of them gives you a small pouch. It contains a scroll. It's not a very good reward, but most of their supplies were destroyed in the attack. The Tower of Patrick. All seekers of knowledge are welcome. Captain Granby. Marco. The soldier with one leg and a bitter, angry expression hobbles about the halls. He supports himself with a polished cavewood cane.
Are you captain of the guard here?
I am. I'm the captain of the Tower Guard. Big honor, huh?
You don't sound too honored.
He gives you an ugly smile. It's my big reward. Years of service above ground, but someone wants my post. Plays a few tricks and gets me down here. Join the army down here, lead a charge on the Nephilim fort, and he looks at his leg. I end up at this fucking tower.
What's wrong with this tower?
The Tower of Patrick, far away from anything important and everything interesting. Guarding books. Books! Oh, just go away. I'm sick of it all. He hobbles off. A big beefy guy with flushed face bustles around. He's stirring something up in a big bowl.
What you cooking?
I'm making dinner right now.
He proffers the bowl.
Want a taste?
Sure!
He gives you a spoonful of some sort of pasta sauce with cavewood fruit used in place of tomatoes. It tastes hideous. Marco notes your reaction.
Not quite there yet. I'm having trouble with the ingredients.
What ingredients do you need?
I was a cook on the surface before my big mouth landed me down here. Since then, I've been trying to make good pasta sauce, but I just can't seem to get the ingredients to make it work. If someone could bring me some decent oil or some garlic. Well, I'm just dreaming.
He returned to his work. Doesn't sound like we get a quest out of it either. So yes, you are dreaming. You're not getting shit. It's Patrick! A tired and bent old man sits on the throne. His rich robes hang loosely from his thin frame. He seems very weary and alone. When you approach his massive desk, he looks up, but he barely seems to see you. Decades in Avernum have left this once powerful wizard a shade of his former self. Still, he maintains his sense of courtesy.
I welcome you to my tower, traveler. I am Patrick Padraig, and the center of learning is my home. This is where I live. My battles are long done.
You're in charge of this fine tower?
Yes, I am. Once I fought, then I built, now I just wait. Oh, how I wait.
How long have you been in Avernum?
Since Avernum began.
What'd you build?
I was one of the triad that ruled the Tower of Magi for many years. We and those under us wrote most of the books of magic you'll find in the libraries down here, pouring forth all memories of magical secrets onto crude handmade paper. Thanks to that task, our art flourishes down here. I also led some research.
What research were you involved in?
His empty gaze suddenly focuses, and he looks at you intently.
On things it can bring great danger to know. Is there a particular specific fact you seek to learn?
Nothing at the moment, no.
I'm glad to hear it. There's little I can offer these days. I have faded.
You said that your battles were done. What did you fight?
His gaze grows distant.
Oh, that was long ago. I was one of the group of magi who formed the society, who made it possible. We first had to defeat the demon Grahoth. I helped lead the attack. I helped seal them in Akronath, his prison.
How did you imprison Grahoth?
Oh, it doesn't matter, not anymore. He's gone, and his foul fort lies in ruin, and sealed forever.
We would like to know where his prison is.
His prison is far to the west of Fort Spire. It is called Skagragath. You will have to pass through the abyss to reach it. There are many traps and guardians on the way.
Tell us more of Akronath.
Ah, yes, an unpleasant memory. That was Grahoth's fortress once. It is east of here, west of the Tower of Magi, beyond much lava. We sealed it after it was destroyed. Many horrors are trapped inside that dire fort.
What sort of treasures are hidden there?
There's little but ruin and rubble. Oh, and a royal seal of the Empire. One of the warriors of the first expedition had one when Grahoth trapped him there. If you had use for such a thing, it would be there.
I'd like to explore Akronath. Can you help?
I would help you, but first I am desperate, and there is something I need. You must cure my wife of her disease. I will tell you how to enter Akronath.
What's the matter with your wifey?
She's very ill. She was given some grey mold salve that may well cure her, but I haven't seen any of it for a really long time. If someone could cure her, I would reward them well, but until the miracle happens, we all just wait.
You're a wizard. Can you train Ronstock?
I'm far past my apprentice-taking years. I'm old and tired. I cannot help you.
This tower is an amazing place.
Is it not? It was truly an effort to assemble all these books and scrolls. People come here from all over Avernum to learn about magic, about history, about science. This tower is the center of civilization in Avernum.
Where might we find more grey mold? Not that I don't have some in my pocket.
Grey mold salve is the last hope she has. On the surface, it's the most powerful general cure for disease known. It's an amazing plant, but grey mold is rare and hardly anyone down here knows how to make a proper salve from it. But if you can find some to save my wife, I will do all I can for you.
Where should we begin our search?
Speak with Kai. He's the alchemist in my tower. He may be able to direct your search, though I suspect it'll be futile.
Well, lucky for us, we have the recipe for the salve, and we have some grey mold. The library is filled with scrolls. All of them are written on leather and crude paper of the sort made down here. The words painstakingly formed with inks made of moss and charcoal. Though they are crude, they are here at all, and in such quantity, is amazing. This tome is a work in progress. It's about the rule of King Micah, wise and popular first king of Avernum. It describes his leadership when driving the demons from Avernum, clearing it for human occupation. It lists his accomplishments in banding the humans together, inspiring them to build a nation out of the darkness. It covers the 40 years of Micah's rule, and of course, since Micah is still alive, it isn't done yet. The book seems surprisingly honest and even sometimes critical. Having only seen the sort of books that Emperor Hawthorne allows on the surface, this is very surprising. This book is a slim journal entitled On My Searches for the Orb of Thralnai, a brief section. So I knew that the orb could indeed enable me to fly, but all the mightiest chasms and rivers could be crossed with arrogant ease. But where was it? My best guess was the Waterfall Warren, a dangerous nest of rapids west of Fort Dramlin. Alas, my search came to an end here. My limited resources would be of no avail against the creatures there. So I moved on. I set my sights toward a much easier to attain goal, the Lost Blade of Demon Slayer. I believe I shall find it with ease. These large books are catalogs describing in some detail the contents of Patrick's library. Since you aren't looking for any particular books, nothing is listed as useful. A young blonde woman sits at the table, reading intently. Books are stacked all around her. She picks each one up, flips through it, shakes her head, and makes a little disgusted noise and tosses it aside. Finally, she looks up at you.
It is good to have a break from wasting my time. I'm Rita the Sage. And you?
She smiles.
You look like adventurers, just the sort of people I can make use of.
What is it that you need?
I could very much so use an adventurer like you, yes. Wandering the deep tunnels and fighting demons and some such. Well, there's a dragon to the north, a pest. Lives near the giants. The name is Pyrog. I believe she has magical papers. If you wish to serve Avernum, bring them to me before the others can grab them.
And I'll be rewarded?
Yes, of course, with both money and such scrolls as we make here. We can pay less than others, I admit, but you know that you would be serving Avernum.
Who else is looking for these tomes?
Agents of the Empire, eager to destroy them, and those who have ambitions to make their own nation in the underworld. The papers would be far better in our hands.
What do you mean we don't have the papers? The fuck we don't. We got Pyrog's spellbook. We're going to give it to her and just see what happens. See what we get, basically. She takes the book, flips through it, and nods.
Very nice, powerful knowledge. Certainly something we Avernites can use to defend ourselves.
She takes the book away and secures it in a case. She fetches a pouch of coins and a scroll.
A humble reward, but it's all we can manage. For your efforts, Avernum thanks you.
200 coins and a scroll of power lash, bitch? I don't think so.
She ain't getting the book. I think we're going to do everything we can for Caius, just so we can get skills and spells for as cheap as possible, and try to max out as much of our characters as we can. I'm wondering what gift Thantria gives, as much as I don't want to help that bitch, since she works for the people that threw us down here in the first place. Black Adam. A pale young man sits in this chair. He seems ill. He listlessly shifts some papers around on the desk, but he's not getting anything done. He says,
"Oh, visitor. Nice to have company. Madam, don't get too close. I'm contagious."
Is there anything we can do to help you?
Not to worry. It's merely a flu. I'll be better soon enough. Do you work here in the tower?
I've been sick for a while, but usually I'm one of Patrick's apprentices.
What ails you?
I have the flu. I'll be fine. It's a terrible inconvenience. I get fevers and headaches and stuff, and I'm not allowed near scrolls.
What were you doing with the scrolls?
I was doing research. I was researching about the uses of various crystals. They're really, really versatile.
What other sorts of crystals are there?
There are several sorts. Piercing crystals destroy magical barriers. Purging crystals cure you of your afflictions. Wisdom crystals are the most powerful. When you listen to them, you hear voices. You can't understand the words, but when they're done, you are wiser. There is also the Orb of Thralny, similar in some ways, but also different.
Tell us of the Orb of Thralny.
A large polished crystal brought down with the first expedition gave the power of flight, very useful for a group of explorers in the underworld. I believe, based on my research, that is what was lost in the Waterfall Warren in central Avernum. Any adventurer who wants to get someplace hard to reach would have to find that item quite useful.
Who created the crystals?
We have no idea. We don't know who they were, and we don't know what language the crystals speak. Whoever they were, they must have lived in these caves long ago. Now they're gone forever.
You have one?
Sadly, no.
What else do you do?
Well, I knew a mage who took one to the portal of Fort Avernum. He was going to try to use the crystal's power to reverse the portal's direction. It didn't work.
What happened to it?
The fellow told me he barely survived the experiment, and that he left the crystal behind in the fort. He wanted nothing more to do with it.
Huh? Where's that at?
He said that he hid it at the base of a statue. I don't know any more than that. Could we wrap this up soon? I'm sorry, but I need to return to my rest. The Orb of Thralny. We definitely want that. There's a series of small bookshelves here, protected by thin sheets of glass. The glass must have been brought down from the surface. Seeing actual books again is a surprisingly moving sight. They are incredibly rare down here. This tome is a fairly simple spellbook. It's mainly here to provide training in the less complicated magical rituals. You can take some satisfaction in how far you progress beyond these basic lessons. You meet a black man with very short hair and clothes made for easy traveling. He's crumbling dried herbs in a bubbling pot. When you get close, he says,
Please step lightly. Too many vibrations will spoil the mixture.
He finishes adding the herbs and lets out a little sigh of relief.
No explosion. Good. Now I can deal with you. I am Kai, alchemist of Patrick's Tower. What do you need?
I'd like you to make a potion for me.
Happily. There are a few non-volatile mixtures I am allowed to make here. Each requires at least 2 different herbs. Most require energetic herbs infused with magical power. For extra kick, let me see your herbs and I'll tell you what I can make. We can do elixirs. We need more special potion than that.
Do you do alchemical research?
Some, as much as I'm allowed. I came here all the way from Formello to study the scrolls and learn how to make one particular mixture.
What sort of mixture?
Grey mold salve. A special, very powerful healing potion that I almost but not quite figured out how to make. He considers you. You seem to have some skill. If you could locate the recipe and teach me how to make grey mold salve, I could make it for you. I'd even do so for free. Okay, we have the recipe.
I've learned how to make grey mold salve.
At first, Kai is skeptical.
Then the more you explain, the more excited he gets. Yes, I think that would truly work. I am impressed. Now all we need is some grey mold, and I can create the salve for you.
Alright, well I have 3 right there. Let's fucking get to it. What are you doing?
At the moment, glue to rebind some of the books. Don't worry, I have permission.
They let you do alchemy so near the books.
Only a small set of recipes, and mostly those that need maintain the library. I'm very careful.
Why don't you move your workshop?
Because the lower chambers where my work should be done have all been claimed by Lethem. Whatever mad work he is doing.
I want gray mold salve.
Kai reverently takes the gray mold, chops it up, and gets to boiling it down. Grateful that you taught him this recipe, he sprinkles in some other ingredients, allowing you to see everything he's doing. It only takes 15 minutes or so. Eventually, he pours a thick fluid into a gourd and seals it with a cork. With a final mumble, he hands you the potion. Alright, well. Here it is. Let's go give it to Patrick.
I have gray mold salve.
For the first time, Patrick shows signs of life.
Really? You do? Take it to my wife with all speed. She's in our quarters in the northwest corner of the tower.
There's a very sick woman here slumped into a well-padded chair. She's half conscious, and mumbles incoherently. Her skin is pale even by Avernite standards. She seems terribly ill. You doubt she'll be alive much longer. Alright, well, we'll cure Hathwissa with the Grey Mold Salve. You rub some of the curing salve on her face and her arms. You feed her a little of the rest. Then you wait. Soon the color returns to her cheeks. Her mumbling stops and her eyes open. She looks up at you, surprised.
You have cured me. I thank you, strangers. I am Hathwissa.
You introduce yourselves.
You should tell my husband Patrick that I am well. He will reward you.
How are you doing?
I am well, thanks. Both I and Patrick owe you a great debt.
Is there anything else we can do for you?
I'm afraid not. I just need to rest and recover.
You leave her in peace.
Anything we can steal?
Just kidding, don't steal her shit. Reputation is at 27.
We've cured your wife of her disease.
Patrick grins. Yes, I know, and I'm immensely grateful to you. In return, I will tell you something which I sense you'll need to know. There's a ruined, lava-filled fortress far to the east of here. Important things lie within. Go search my desk and you'll find a bookshelf. There's a purple journal there. There's a phrase inside the back cover. You can use that phrase in the castle to get a gold key. Look in the cells. It will be very useful to you.
How's your wife doing?
Much better, thanks to you. Don't forget, search my office, open my secret passage, and read the purple journal you can find beyond. The phrase you will learn can be used in the castle to get a key. That information is the best reward I can give you.
Where's this dude's office? This contains standard stationery, pens, etc. You search more carefully and find a button underneath one of the shelves. When you press the button, a narrow section of the stone in the west wall slides away. There are several dusty books on this pedestal, however you can't make sense out of any of their contents. They're mainly obscure notes from obscure experiments, nothing of which could help you. Then, remembering what Patrick told you, you search for the purple notebook. When you find it, you look back inside the back cover and you find the phrase, "The fort beckons anew." You take note of it. The fort beckons anew. Okie dokie. You pass through the subterranean garden, rich with the smells of algae and mold. A few of the plants growing in the trays spit tiny, harmless thorns as you pass. Someone is breeding dangerous carnivorous fungi. And then you hear clay breaking. The pots around the edge of the room shatter, one after another. Plants tower from the wreckage, alerted by the vibrations of your footsteps. There's a long pause. Perhaps there's something you could have done to tell them that they shouldn't attack. If there is, it doesn't happen. They attack.
Easy peasy.
There's a mage living down here in the tunnels under the tower. He is young and only slightly pale. He must have been sent down here only recently. His hands have green stains, probably from the plants and mold he's been raising.
Who disrupts my solitude? I told Patrick that I won't be left alone.
He looks you over.
Well, you are a warrior. I suppose that's impressive. I am Arcanist of the Third Circle, Lethem.
What the fuck were those plants that tried to kill me?
They were. You should have not bothered them. Now I will have to grow replacements. Arcanist of the Third Circle. That was my title when I was officially sanctioned mage of the Empire. A lofty position, in case you didn't know.
What's your specialty?
Magic with plants, carrying blights, creating new species, and so on. That is one small consolation of being sent down here. Your flora is fantastic.
What are you making here?
New powerful varieties of flora. Research in this area has stagnated down here since crazy old Archmage Erica went off and became a hermit.
Why were you sent down here?
I accessed forbidden knowledge, I admit it. I should have waited the few years it would have taken to reach the circle, but tomes at that level were far too tempting.
Can you teach me any magic?
He nods. And that is my cue to end the conversation. Go to the Tower of Magi if you need someone to hold your hand. Good day.
Guy's kind of a dick. Why are you down here?
Honestly, I can't stand the sight of you Avernites, so docile, so sad, making your pathetic villages and hoping to be left alone. I know somewhere you might go. A man named Caius is hoping to form a new nation. He is looking for mages. You tell Lethem about Caius and his fort. This Caius fellow does seem ambitious. I'm intrigued. He walks over to his bedroll. Inside 5 minutes, he is packed up for the journey. I suppose I'm grateful. You can have what I leave behind. I tire of this shithole. He then walks out of the room.
Alright, we just hooked up Caius with the mage. Alright, we're going to need barrier 3 to get past that. The chest and a basin of some kind of liquid in there. And I think that's all we can really do for now here in old Patrick's Tower. There's a small group of Avernite soldiers patrolling the road. At least, you think they're Avernite soldiers. Their armor bears the proper sun insignia. However, their weapons and armor are terribly maintained, and they are filthy and painfully unwashed. When they are close enough to get a good look at you, they silently step off the road to let you pass. When you turn to speak with them, they instantly get nervous. Their response to your question is quiet, indistinct muttering, and they have nothing to ask you in return. They can't keep their eyes off your weapons. Eventually, you give up and move on. Better keep your eyes off my weapons. You walk by a lot of bones. In the secluded niche in the wall, you find what put them there. You can see a spherical creature floating by the west wall, followed by a group of insubstantial beings. You suspect that the floating creature might be a gazer, one of the far more dangerous denizens of the underworld. Although it has seen you with several of its many eyes, it doesn't seem to be in a mood for a fight. Considering how powerful these creatures are, this is a good thing. You decide to leave, quick save, and then come back and kick its ass. But then you decide to leave and go all the way back to the Tower of Patrick so that you can put on your wards and your buffs, because you're a moron for not having done so already. Seriously? So it's a gazer, probably going to be doing magic shit to us. Gazer going to be doing some gay magic shit to us. We know how it goes. I mean, damn, bro, really? They're no match for these dudes anymore. Now that the mighty gazer is dead, you search the area, hoping to find glorious treasures among the bones. You find a handful of pretty crystals, nothing else. Disappointing. Hey, we'll take it. Money is money. As you walk down the tunnel, you hear manic, high-pitched laughter, echoing back and forth through the narrow tunnels. You feel like someone is watching you every step of the way. You've stumbled into a band of gremlins. They are 4 feet tall, brightly colored, muscular, and by any measure you can think of, insane. The creatures charge at you, claws bared, laughing maniacally. God, you guys are so fucking retarded when it comes to movement. It's ridiculous. Among the wreckage of the gremlin camp, you find a scattering of tarnished coins in a ceramic flask. Some assassins. There's a ruined farm here. The mushroom crops, long neglected, have decomposed into a foul, smelly mire. There's a small, smoky fire by the ruined farmhouse. A lone man sits on a bedroll by the fire. He jumps up when he sees you approach, hand on his bow. Then he realizes you aren't a bandit or a gremlin. He calms down and invites you to sit by his fire.
Welcome, I am Alexei. It's so good to see a human face. I've been out here for a week and the food was starting to run out. I had a lot. There are gremlins about. Oh, the problems I've had.
You sit and talk to him for a while. He eventually explains the nature of his troubles.
I'm a messenger. I carry important messages from fort to fort. I was carrying a valuable missive from Fort Remote to the castle. Then disaster struck. Gremlins attacked me and the guards I was with. We got away, but the message disappeared. If they find out I've lost it, I'll be jailed. The guards left me with a bunch of food and I went looking. The gremlins have a lair to the south. I think they took it there. Gremlins aren't tough. If you could help go there and get the message for me, I'd reward you well. I can do that, believe me, but please help.
Alright, we will in good time. First, we're going to go to the town of Blosk. Once we find it. This whole area is one enormous ruin. It seems that at one point some people tried to build a town here. You find ruined stone cottages, shells of farms, and ragged patches of edible mushrooms, choked out by abundant toadstools. It looks like everything of value was probably cleaned out long ago, and you don't have time to search the entire ruin. Can't reach target. What the fuck? Because he's up on a hill? Kiss my nuts.
Let her run, hooker!
Fort Remote. Nope, we're not looking for Fort Remote. You're in a sparse forest of scraggly, twisted trees that grow in Avernum. They, combined with the poisonous mushrooms growing in abundance, provide a grim and hostile landscape. There are lots of stumps. Many of the trees have been cut down. This is probably the main source of wood for the area. Fortunately, these fungal trees grow back quickly. Darman. Alright, where the fuck is my map? Where's Blosk at? It's right here. To the north. To the north. At the base of this huge stone mound, you find a stone hall that serves as the ironworks. Sweaty, sooty men and women pull out ore and process it so that it may be shaped into weapons to combat the many foes of Avernum. Near the smelter, you find a blacksmith selling a wide variety of quality armor. It's far nicer than practically any of the armor you've seen in Avernum so far. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Blessed breastplate. Oh yeah. Look at that minus 20 to hit chance. Sweet. It's Blosk! We made it. The job board. Haven't hit one of these in a while. Bounty, Lord Chuckles. For too long now, our industrious farmers have been tormented by the cruel pranks and japes of the infamous gremlin jester, Lord Chuckles. His mischief must come to an end. That's probably a tribute to Ultima. Of course, Lord British's jester's name was Chuckles. Lord Chuckles was seen hiding in the labyrinthine tunnels of Gremlin's Gold. The bounty saved by our farmers can be collected from Leith of Blosk. A large and growing cluster of walking dead has been seen in the Scree Caves north of Blosk. These hideous zombies are adding corpses to their numbers day by day, and they may wander into the Great Cave at any point. Any bounty hunter who can find and destroy these creatures can collect a bounty from Mayor Vicky of Blosk. Message from Mayor Vicky. We need to determine what mischief our slith enemies are planning. So great is our need that we will even this once hire mercenaries. Brave raiders are directed to the slith fort north of Fort Emerald. If you can obtain any knowledge about what they are planning, take it to Captain Scarlet of Fort Emerald as a reward. Great Cave farmers have reported a new clump of lethal fungus in the wall of the Great Cave south of the castle. A bounty can be offered for whoever can root them out with vengeance and fire. Otherwise, they will spread. When they've been destroyed, payment can be obtained from Demel of Blosk. the Black Cascade Inn. Alright, folks, that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Stay tuned. Next episode, we will explore around the town of Blosk and continue adventuring further. Thanks for watching.